Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our show today, to our podcast. We have a wonderful guest. We have the CEO, the founder of B7 Solutions, a
Yeah.
wonderful woman who was born in Bet Shemesh, Israel, a place where my father conquered in the War of Independence. I've seen her on Facebook. I'm very impressed with what she does. I call her Natalie. If you don't, and I'm not really friend, even though I just met her now. So what I saw now when I've talked to her, I see that she's really special. So please tell the audience who you are, and then we'll continue from there.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the intro. My name is Natalie Tali Bueno. I was born and raised in Jerusalem and grew up in Bet Shemesh. I grew up in a religious Orthodox. My family was always by the rules, everything, learning in Olpena. So we did a combination of science and religion and Bibles and everything that's into the two world that always been in my life. And then when I grew up, I studied computer science. I started my career in the tech industry in Israel. After a while, I moved to the Philippines for 6 years. For 3 years from that, I was in the board of director in the Israeli Chamber of Commerce. 1 year in Italy, 3 years back to Israel, and now 2.5 years in Dubai, in the UAE. I'm representing Israeli technology and companies and innovation from Israel to all over the world, but especially we base them here in the UAE. We like to call it the hub of innovation and bring the ideas from here to all over the world, and especially things that they never saw. So they have an added value, and the Jewish brain, we call it, as we mentioned before a bit. I love what I'm doing. I'm really passionate about new technology and create things and connect the right people and build the whole picture and benefit so everyone can benefit it and we have a win-win situation. I have two kids, and Nitai is 15 years old, Sarah is 6.5, and they are part with me everywhere that I go, everything that I do. They're in the path of my life, and I love it. I love to spend time with them. And I talk a lot about what we were experienced during the life in Asia and the UAE, but we can do that by the question, so it will be easier to
Okay,
walk through.
okay, wonderful. It's a
Yeah.
wonderful introduction, really. So now,
Thank you.
first of all, I'm very impressed with your resume, what you've done. I'm sure everybody else is
Thank
as
you.
well. And being also, a Jewish mother and having Jewish values and so forth. In our discussion, you discussed about Shabbat in Dubai. So people
Yes.
probably want to know what is Dubai and why Dubai is so special, and having Shabbat in Dubai, why is that so unique?
Yeah, so of course there is everything in Dubai. You have the beach club, you have the yacht, you have the good life, which, as I mentioned, I always like to do the combination. So you can have the good life and amazing weekend together with the Jewish value, which when you keep the Shabbat, you can, instead of telling your friend, let's go for a nice restaurant, which is amazing and fun, but instead of that, you bring them over to Shabbat. So as I mentioned before, you have sometimes I'm hosting Shabbat, which half are Jewish, half are non, have friends from before. I have sometimes our travelers that coming here and stuck and don't have where to go. Before 7th of October, Chabad was hosting huge Shabbat dinner. And after that, because of course also security arrangement, it was a bit more challenging. So we have sometimes guests that staying here in Dubai and want to feel still the atmosphere of Shabbat and Kiddush and a bit of feeling home. So they come over. I think it's the Jewish way when you feel family in 5 minutes after you meet. And yes, so it's something else. When people come to Shabbat in my place, they tell me we enjoy that much more than the restaurant, not just because of the food, because of the atmosphere. Everyone sitting down, no phones. Even if you're non-Jewish, no phones. You're just enjoying the get together, kids, adults talking about everything, just non-business, just fun, family, and a combination of values and tradition and how everyone's seeing life. So yeah, this is something is unique. And of course, we also have Sundays off. So I'm trying to do the other fun parts with the kids or friends on Sunday. So we can, as I say, combine everything. So you're Jewish, but you don't lose the fun of being Jewish. You're doing your Shabbat, you enjoy that even more. And then you get also the benefit of the living in Dubai, we call it. So you hear also everything that we need to have an amazing Jewish life. We have kosher food. We have the rabbis, of course, that if we need anything or have questions or need support, they are here for us. And it's amazing to experience that here. And of course, being protected and respected from the Emiratis, they're amazing through us. They always check that we are good and we have everything that we need, that we can celebrate our holidays properly. So this is a big appreciation to the UAE and the Emirati nation
Okay,
as a
so that
Jewish.
leads me to another question. I'm sure everybody's interested to know. You just said the Emiratis, the UAE. That means basically we're talking about Arabs. So how is it
Yes.
someone, Israel, now connecting to an Arab state? We know that there was the Accord and so forth, and things been created, but there was October 7th. There's been tremendous global anti-Semitism. And here you are, a Jewish woman with two Jewish children, basically a few hours away from Israel, but nonetheless, you are in an Arab state. You know, how's it to be among the Arabs and to be around people who speak Arabic? Now, we know there's Arabs in Israel, yes, but the Israeli Arabs, that's something else. They're part of the state. I myself belong to special operations in the police and also the army. So I work with my commanders are Arabs, and we work together in Druzim. So I understand, but they're Israeli. They understand the concept. But here you are in a different place in a different country who basically are Muslims and Arabs and how they associate. And also, I think you mentioned before to me that that hear prayer 5 times a day, which also people here in Israel as well hear. But here you are the minority within a network, so to speak, where everybody is Arab Muslim. How does that feel?
So yeah, we were of course concerned in 7th of October start to see what will if will survive that. And we were really impressed to see how the Emirati, of course, first of all, take care of us. They ask us if we are okay, if our family back home is okay. First of all, was sincere, worried about us and our families, and also together with that, the protection. So the Emiratis' laws are super clear and strict. Everyone is welcome here, and everyone need to respect the others, religion, nationality, and respect the rules and the laws. So we never, personally, never experienced any anti-Semitic comment or my kids at school or anyone around us because this is the law. You cannot comment on any one religion or nationality because we have here so many hundreds of nationalities and different religions. So they were building a system that everyone feels safe and comfortable with their belief and where they're coming from. And you don't need to hide it. And you can be proud of it and keep doing what you're doing the best as long as you follow their rules. And it's working amazing, as I have to say. They found the right way of make it work. When I'm traveling to Europe or US, I feel much less, protected as Jewish, which here we didn't never had any kind of those issues personally, as I mentioned, and we really, really, cherish it because it's not now we see it worldwide. It's not that obvious those days, so we really welcome that way. And we saw a lot of people from the Jewish community around the world, from the UK, for example, coming here with their families because the kids was bullying in school and here it's not allowed. So they move all the families from UK, from New York to live in Dubai, which sounds, as you mentioned, funny because it's a Muslim Arab country, but here they feel safer. But if you know Emiratis culture and Emirati system and Emirati generally, it's not a surprise. And we experienced that through the war and through hard times, always been supported, always been asked how we are. So it's really amazing.
That's wonderful. To what you mentioned before
Yeah.
about anti-Semitism in Europe, just this morning in Poland, one of the learners tells us just yesterday, his wife and son were in France. His son is 15 years old, and as he was going through security, there happened to be a Muslim security, what a customs official, and she opened up his tefillin and she began to
Wow.
look at it, take it, and start throwing it, in the box there.
No.
And he's 15. He was so, as 15 years old, he was so upset about it, began to yell, and so forth. And also, so then they call security, to almost to arrest him. His mother was going crazy. You know, she almost collapsed because of the mother, as they saw how distraught she was. They left her. They left her alone, but they still gave a warning to him, and if he got the warning in WhatsApp that he has to get a lawyer to get rid of this special now notification warning that if his son ever comes back to France, he will always be checked and go through security because he's considered a security risk. 15 years old, all because he was fighting for Berlin. Now here you mentioned over here about here in Dubai, UAE, that they respect religion, and in France, supposedly a country happening the opposite.
Yeah.
So the question is, what do you think is so unique that caused that people in the Emirates to have a different view of Islam in relating to other people, where they're not that radical Islamists, but rather they see what Islam teach, peace and harmony and so forth.
Yeah, I think you go back to the eighth principle of the UAE that you need also, if you live here, you notice that even to shout on each other is not acceptable. I'm not talking even about cursing or saying bad to others. They follow in so much harmony and, as you say, peace and respect to each other. If even we leave aside the religion part and nationality and all of that, day to day, it's not to see here people, it's not normal at all. I don't see it like people yelling at each other, it's not acceptable. It's like there is no way. You need to speak respectfully to each other. You need to welcome everyone. You need to be respectful and kind, and kindness is something that is really going around here, and you feel it day by day. You don't just shout on each other, even in the supermarket. Even if someone did something wrong, the police will take care of it. Everything here is filmed and record, and if something did wrong, you don't go out and shout at him or enter to any issue with him. You have strict rules and amazing police that will be responsive immediately, and that's it. You don't need to worry about that. So you are living your life peacefully and respectfully to everyone, and you don't dealing with this part. This is why when I moved here, I noticed I'm less to Europe or any other countries, because you feel so safe and so relaxed. You don't need to be stressed of like, oh, someone will steal something from me, someone will tell me something, something will me during the day. No, you don't have those things here. And it's reflecting also the way of religion and accepting each other. There was Jewish here for like 20 years before Israel, before Abraham Accord. So there was Jewish here all through the way, and it was always been respectful as a religion and even as something to learn from, and so like how you doing things, how you celebrate. If you will ask for Emirati to join you for Shabbat, they will love it. They will really want to join and want to and see your family. This is something that you start as starting point here with business and friendship. You visit each other and you don't talk at business at all. You just want to see the shared value, how you are as a human being, how you are with your family. And if this is okay and you have the trust, then maybe you move to business side. So if we go back to the question, I think the principle of the UAE and how they grow as a nation to respect each other and grow and create, really, it's a system. Create a system that bring everyone here to feel welcome, safe, and this is what they build amazingly. And I think every nation in the world should look at it and take the amazing part of it. And the free world now tell you it's democracy, and you can, as you say, Europe is free, you can do whatever you want, but you can also curse each other. You can also be anti-Semitic to each other. So it's also free on the bad side. Here it's amazingly free. You have rules that you need to be stick, which I'm perfectly fine. And we are stuck with that on the Jewish way. You cannot steal, you cannot kill, you cannot do things that are not appropriate as a human being, especially as Jewish. So you agree to that. Why should I yell someone in the street? Why should I curse him? This is not freedom of speech. That's from my opinion. So I prefer to live in this atmosphere of respect and kindness to each other, and strict rules that if you do something like that, you will be out of the country. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, businesses, properties, you will be away in a really short time. So this is that been created.
You said something in your words that's very interesting. You said they have a culture of not yelling at each other, of being good to each other. The famous statement, good
Yes.
manners before you learn Torah. It seems that maybe the answer is it's not a religion per se that's the answer. It's basically the culture of the nation. If you have a social culture that demands and appreciates kindness and goodness and appreciation, then that religion will be interpreted that way. Because in every religion, you can go either way. You can go to very extreme religion. You can even people who even learn Torah can become very, very machmir, very strict in such a way that can make people's lives very, very hard. Or can get to kula, can go to leniency and so forth. They find the middle road, so derech of the Beit Hillel, so to speak. When the house of Hillel, where Hillel always emphasized, yes, keep halacha, but do it in a way that's kind and courteous and so forth. So basically, you're saying basically the secret is to the society is not the political system or not the social system, but the culture system, how people interact with each other, and that will influence that particular religion or particular viewpoint. You could have a special this example. You can have a very cruel socialist or a very kind socialist. You can have a very
Yeah.
cruel capitalist or a very kind capitalist. Right? It's not the
Yeah.
system; it's the person who's using the system. That's interesting.
Yeah.
We brought it before. So that being the case, then when you're being the CEO of your company and bringing people into the Gulf Council, and so forth, how then do you see different types of businesses coming into what you're trying to do, present and marketing them, create connections between Israel, the UAE, and other types of businesses that happen to be in the Gulf states, the Middle East, and other parts of the world?
So in the beginning, Israelis think they are coming a bit to a desert. There is no technology and no systems, and they can bring everything here. And really, they learn really fast that you have here everything, and they know how to operate and build whatever they need. People here, Emiratis especially, study from all over the world, the best university, so they know what they are doing and they do it well. What is important to me to bring is the cutting edge technology and the added value. So you usually know what's going around in the region and you learn it first. I like to take a step back and learn what's going on here and see what is needed and then bring the proposition. My specialties is in technology and cyber, but we get in requests from other also industries. But if we know it's something that is needed here and they have amazing product or amazing added value, so we also represent them only if we know that we can for sure give the added value to the company and to the UAE region and the region at all. So yes, I think Israelis businesses learn on the hard way also that you need to be really, really amazing of what you're doing to enter UAE. And some of them also you need a lot of patience because they take things super easy and they check everything. They don't go for few emails and you have a deal or show me the contract on day one. It doesn't work like that here. It takes more times, but it's worth it because it's a long-term relationship, is long deals that would come with strategy partnership or government entities. So you need to learn of what you're doing and what is already existing here and give the best that you can. So this is something that I really also recommend to any Israelis or Jewish company, we'll call it like that, or any other companies that want to come to the UAE to check what's going here, what they can have extra to offer, and be patient. So do the best and also take your time.
So now the companies, let's say, who want to come to you and want to get your advice, does your company do also VC or in terms of funding ideas or make connections, people who may have funding for that type of company if the company has a good idea that could help the Emirate culture? Or basically you
Yeah, we
already
do
want
both.
to come, or you
Yeah,
already
we do both. We like to connect both ways. We have VCs that also want to be represented here and be part of we call it more on Abu Dhabi side of finance because Dubai is more on events and fast growing technology and movement, and Abu Dhabi is more the traditional founding financing systems, VCs, government entities. So when we go to Abu Dhabi days, it's much more VCs, much more funds, much more, as we say, also traditional. I sometimes go in also with the traditional outfit outfit as a baya, which is also respecting our rules of tzniut. So it's a win-win. Yes. So yeah, we keep the tradition ongoing, and also yeah, so we connect both sides. So if we have a request from a local VCs to bring them technology or connect them other financing solution in Israel or generally in the world that we know, we happy to connect.
Talking about the VCs and companies and so for technology and cyber, how is now the UAE looking at in terms of AI into artificial intelligence, and is it afraid of it? Is it putting regulations on it? Does it see it as a problem in terms of how AI may take over the world, or they find a balance? What do you think?
They are fully embracing it. And there was a few agreements with OpenAI and NVIDIA, and they're fully encouraging AI and study of AI. They want to be the international and innovative lab hub of AI. So you see it everywhere, and you see the government going through that. They're not afraid of it. They just looking to implement it on the right way and educate about that. Here is not a bad word of like, oh, you use AI to do it. No, you've been more efficient and you use it right, so it's good. I think they even started to think about laws of implementation with AI, what is okay to do and what is not. And of course, data centers is something really big that is going to happen here, so it will be easier to access the information and data faster. I think it was a few weeks ago or even 2 3 months that they opened freely OpenAI ChatGPT to every residence in the UAE to be used. So this is how much they're embracing the AI changing. It's like they want everyone, every resident to use it and try it and be more efficient. So you feel it. You feel the atmosphere that is nothing. It's nothing bad at all. Nobody is talking about it in the bad side of any of that, because they want to get better. They want to improve, and they're embracing every new technology and innovation. We already start to see around the flying taxis, autonomic taxis with no driver. So you see they're embracing a lot of things, but they do it, from my opinion, on the right way. They test it, they create the right policy for that, the right law for it, and then they implement it and scale it. This is why a lot of companies and countries coming to see how it's been done here first and take the ideas. So it's amazing to see technology implemented. Also, as a resident here, I have everything on my app. I see my company details. I see my residents' payments that I need to be done. Everything is in the app. I never went to an official office. When I opened my company, it was online. My bank was online. So you can, of course, verify your identity. You can do everything on the app, and it's really impressive.
So basically, you work remote.
You can really do from here everything. When people tell me, you know what, it will take months to open the company, I'm like, no, we are in the UAE. It will take you 2 3 weeks maximum, even with your bank account. So
That's
it's
tremendous.
amazing to see what's
That's
happening.
tremendous.
Yeah.
Myself as a filmmaker, because I told before I make movies and so forth. So here, before AI came along, we made movies the old-fashioned way, so to speak, with real actors and this and south. Now to see how you can make a scene within 30 seconds, it's incredible. It would cost you $20,000, $50,000. It cost you weeks and months and contracts and talk to agents and talk to composers. Within seconds, you have something. So that being the case, then with that you mentioned before about cyber technology and cyber security. Now, is that something that is becoming, it's very big around the world, no question about it. But because you mentioned something, I'll show you what I'm leading to. You mentioned before about the culture of the Emirates, where they believed in goodness, or they believe in kindness. And therefore, it's what you mentioned, what it seems to be, is that they're taking this social way of doing things, their understanding of humanity, into their AI. Now, and then therefore they're checking if their AI is going to be good, not be harmful. Now, how is that going to be in terms of having cybersecurity? Meaning what? That that how is now cybersecurity going to be taken to the next level where people can work at home, be remote, have all the banks around the world, and yet that the cybersecurity is going to be in such a level that A, it's going to be profitable. But at the same token, it's going to be safe to the point where people's won't be, so to speak, maligned. Let me give you an example. Years ago, I made a movie called Roll Camera. This came out in 2006. The idea was, it came to me, I didn't even realize it. I got this insight, basically, whereby how people can use different types of technology that they're going to malign people by taking clips of one person, another person, and make a whole story. So the movie it's
Yeah.
called in the story is called the DJ, video DJ, takes movies clips and he falsely accuses somebody with fake news. Like that idea came to me in 2006, and I made a whole movie, a series out of it. I didn't put it on the internet. I was scared. Why? Because I thought people were going to use this for bad. So I hid it until it finally did happen. So now I'm bringing it out to the world. So here, the reason why I'm asking this question is because how is cybersecurity going to be, one hand, secure without people being vilified, without being names and reputations being destroyed by people who want to use social media to do terrible things?
I think it will be always the case between the good and the bad. Even when we started with the internet, and you remember there was the anonymous chat. Together with technology and education. Now we educate our kids with social media and we blog them and we know how to monitor that. Back in the day, it was not even like that. Everything was like nobody know what to do with it. Okay, we are internet. We are talking with stranger. There's no picture. There's no validation. There was nothing, and we were like out there. I think together with understanding the technology, educate everyone around us, not only technology people together, but our kids, older, how to use it right. And there will be always be the chase of good and bad. The government with, of course, hackers and cell phones that you have smartphones all over and you are exposed to everything basically. But we'll always be in this chase of technology. So it's always impressive to see how AI changing everything. Now you can write a code with AI, but you don't know if it's secure. So you have a lot of tools now. Verify that you're secure enough, that you have the right tools to protect it. Same as day-to-day things we are using. So I'm sure it will develop more. And together with that, there will be development of cyber to protect us. It will be always like that. New technology, new protection, and so on. And someone tried to hack that. Is a kind of a weird tangle or a triangle of technology that moves around us. It's happened all the time. Also, when we are talking about the AI changes, it's happened like that when the internet started. Everyone was afraid, or new software that improves some operation and system. People were like, okay, lose our job. And we figure out we create more and people live even better than before. So I think it will be the same. We'll have a lot of changes and we'll learn how to use it on the right way. And hopefully we can create a better future for everyone. And we use it on the smart way, of course, and not hurt anyone else on the way.
Beautiful. I don't know how much time you have. I'm sure you have to go. Uh, you have a few minutes or you have to go?
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Okay, good. Excellent. So I'm sure the audience is going to love this interview. You know,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So now, in terms, is Dubai also getting into medical technology? Are they going to that
Yes.
route? Are they going to?
Actually, now it's ending like the Health Week in Dubai. There is a
Yeah.
huge event, as I mentioned. Almost every week there is big different summit in Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Yeah, there in here is private, so there is no. You are as a stranger, as a resident here, we call it, or a foreigner. You need to have your own medical insurance, and you have, of course, private clinics and everything you need. And you have here doctors from all over the world and new technology, and they like to see innovative medical longevity. You see here people also thinking about the quality of their life, not just how to make it longer, but just also looking better, feeling better day to day, and not just live longer. So you see it in every corner in our area. You see people are taking care of like already the next level of how many vitamins, how you feel, how you should improve. Okay, you're like, let's say you're 40, but you want to see that your exam is like on 30 something, that you feeling and look even younger than what you are in reality. So I think this is where the world is going through. And also like, I hear a lot about like, how it's called is like personal medication.
Hmm.
Like they check up on you, give you specific things that you need, not generalize whatever everyone is doing or buy the book. So I found it really interesting. Of course, all the DNA part that different people have different needs in medical evaluation, and it's really fascinating. I think also AI, when we talk about it, will go through that level also. Like we will have our profile with DNA and whatever we need, because everyone is different, as we saw. Maybe I'm better with cheese as diet and you're better with meat, or different medicine working on me and you need something else. So I think the official and like wide broad recommendation of health will change from person to person, and this is looking really interesting.
That's interesting. You know, I recently had an interview with someone who created a special type of AI technology about how a person can learn and so forth. I think maybe I should make a connection between you and the other person, because I think it'd be interesting. Be good, you know,
Yeah,
to hmm?
with
Okay.
pleasure. Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the security and the AI and the medicine and so forth, how do you see that the Emirates and also the Gulf states are going to interact with Israel? It's going to get better, be worse, the same, and we see what happened with the Iran war, and probably may have another war soon with Iran. Hopefully not. We'll see what happens. But um, is it going to do, in your mind, is going to be more people being accepted into the Abraham Accords, or for now it's going to be still a standard because, as one hand, your company has to do with the Gulf states, and Saudi Arabia still doesn't want to recognize Israel yet. How much is the Abu Dhabi is able to influence Saudi Arabia to bypass all the political, you know, hurdles and come to an idea and a resolution or realization that peace will really bring peace and economic prosperity will bring a new change. Like Ben Gurion once said in 1956, yeah, they interviewed him, said,
Yes.
when do you think there'll be peace? He says, probably in 10, 15 years, when the Arab world recognizes that it's beneficial for them, you know, to work with us. Well, it's a little bit more than 10, 15 years, but you see the Abraham Accords, it has been very beneficial. So when do you think it'll spread more to the rest of the Gulf states?
For the first part of the question, I think it's already proved itself that is stable and strong, even though hard times. So this part, I'm sure will be and stay stable as long as the connection remains strong and benefit everyone. The second part, I wish I knew, because we're always talking about it, especially when we are living here and we have connecting with the Saudi businessmen, and you know the atmosphere is. We never felt unwelcome from events because there is other nationalities. So we have those discussion ongoing, and we all open for that. You know, as business people, we always go through like, let's benefit from. Everyone will benefit from peace and collaboration. So we are hoping for that. We were thinking it will happen before, especially 7th of October. It was looking really, really to happen. And now it's a bit more challenging. But personally, I like to believe in the good. So I hope it will happen soon when everything will be clear out. And I really hope also additional countries will the Abraham Accord, as we saw recently after the ceasefire started. So a lot of other countries felt more safe, we call it, to join the Abraham Accord. And I'm sure many more want to join. So we are waiting. You know, I'm sure Israel never say no to peace with any countries that wanted to have peace. So we want to see everyone on board and everyone in Abraham Accord, which I love the name because it's really significant a lot and show that we are all coming from the same route and all can work together. So, and we live it day by day. We have people from all over the world, different nationalities, and it's working amazing. So yeah, we're hoping to see that happening, and everything can change in the Middle East. You know, you stop to it because you say, okay, nothing will happen, and then the next day something happen, or you're sure a peace agreement will happen, and then 7th of October. So you just do your best on the day and hoping for Middle East to be improved, and I'm really in this region. I'm sure it will be really the future as we see, and hopefully more countries will join. We will have routes from Israel, Saudi, UAE, and etc. by cars, transportation. Just imagine how much opportunities will be in the region when we can drive all over, or Tel Aviv, Beirut. It can be really amazing and benefit for everyone.
Wonderful. You mentioned before
Yeah,
about October 7th, and people don't understand that. One of the reasons why October 7th happened, not because just the people wanted to destroy Israel, which they do, but also because they didn't want Israel and Saudi Arabia come together in terms of the Abraham
yeah,
Accords, because it was very, very close to make a real in the Middle East, in the Gulf states, and that would change history completely. And October 7th, the so to speak, Iran had to do that in order to destroy the peace between us. And so
yeah.
that's always the
We felt really when the Abraham Accord started and everything here started to grow, we felt it. We are like atmosphere of peace. So
right.
I think people like also felt it from the outside that how come everyone is welcoming and
Hmm.
respect Israel, and I felt we felt in euphoria like, oh my God, the
Right.
peace, world peace will happen soon.
Right.
Of October, we were really opening every door we needed, and we
Hmm.
were welcoming everyone, and the discussion was ongoing. So it was amazing, amazing time. But yeah, people aware of why it happened. We felt it. We felt
Right.
it here. That it was amazing, and people from the side didn't want it to continue.
Right.
But really, thank God, thank Israel and Emirates that the strong connection stayed even for everyone. So
That was a
it's
test.
really good. Yeah,
That was a
definitely.
test. That reminds me of back in 1982, 83. One of the ideas was to put Bashar Gemayel as the head of, in terms of Lebanon, and because they thought that he's going to bring in, some democracy to Lebanon. They didn't count
Yeah.
on the fact that Syria, Assad, was going to assassinate him. And once he was assassinated, everything fell apart. So probably Iran using the same tactic. They thought, well, we'll destroy the peace between Saudi Arabia and Israel and the rest of the world, and everything will fall apart. Iran did not expect the fact that the connection was already built already between the Emirates and the
Yeah.
Israelis and so forth, and things had radically changed so much within the the psyche of both. It's which is amazing. It's amazing. So that being the of the next level of the unity of the peoples, where then do you think you'll see that in the next, let's say, will take another few years and a few months, or in terms of this will now go into a way of making a model atmosphere for the rest of the people in the Gulf states and the Middle East?
I think there everyone seeing that is working, that it's, as we say, it's benefit for everyone. It's just grow all the region, because it's only Israel, Saudi, or UAE. All the region is getting a new perspective of even from people from the US. Before I didn't see many, and now you see much more, because of course President Trump was in the region. They see the peace agreement, they see Abraham Accord. So it's like, okay, it's not a region that were like Middle East problems, desert Arabs, and all those words that Americans was afraid from, and you see them more. So I think all the benefit from those agreement and the collaboration together, and of course also Israel together with that. And it can be only amazing to see it happening. As you said, we never know if it will or years to happen, but as I see the region, things happen fast. So in the moment that it will happen, I'm sure it will be escalated really good. Is in on the good way, it will be escalated. So in the moment it will sign, I'm sure it will be immediately things moving forward and going to success and harmony. Because when they decide, here is happening. This is the good part of the region. When there is a decision, it's implemented immediately. You don't wait for years to take the court or the Congress and then implement it, and officials. When they take a decision and the ruler says something, it's happening. So, and respect. So it's amazing to see.
And you mentioned before about, business and money, and people usually think when you hear the word business and money, it's about people being greedy. So, interesting enough, an insight came to me a few months ago I'm thinking very heavily about the idea of money and business and so forth. And that particular day I was in Kolel. I was reading about chesed and kindness. There's a wonderful book called Love the Neighbor by Zelig Pliskin. And it's a whole book, thick book, hundreds and hundreds of stories and halachot about how to bring the idea of Ahavta Kamocha, love the neighbor as yourself. I am God. That verse from Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 18. People think it's was written by the New Testament. No, it's not. It's a very Jewish, very Jewish statement God said to Moses. So about that, and you realize the incredible miracle or kindness God gave to Jacob, Yaakov. Because why? He gave Yaakov the concept of money. Now, what does that mean by money? Example, the old days was a barter system. Let's say you could do sewing, and I could fix the house. Okay, so I ask you, do me a favor, sew me a sweater. And what can you do for me? I'll fix you the house. Okay, very nice. But how far can you take that? You can't take that, really. And then a brilliant idea came along, gave Yaakov of making it into matbot, making coins and ishtarot and legal tender. Now, why is that so brilliant? Because it's chesed, it's kindness exponentially. It's kindness, it's on steroids. Because now with this money, I can benefit other people, and you can buy property, build stores, employ people. These people who are now working now can feed their families, and other people can now come and shop and so forth. So here, if people really look at money, money is really chesed, it's kindness. So if people understand that, it's not the greedy aspect of it. When you say money is evil, the root of all evil. No, if it's used properly, it can change lives forever for the good. Hospitals and schools and new technologies that help people. So, and that's all the concept of you mentioned before earlier about seeing the world in a kind way. So I know you have to go, and I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I would just say when you say about here, about this, yeah, as you mentioned, they used to have they still have a lot of money from the oil, but now is non-oil
Right?
economy. It was growing before anything else. So they are not based anymore on oil money, and they're still doing amazingly good with their money to the people, back to the Emiratis people. So it's not, there was a holiday and it was decision to delete debt for Emiratis. So if they
Really?
had debt of the house, been deleted by, yeah. So there you see, there, as we say about kindness, is just on the street or how they speak. It's even between each other. They taking care of each other. If someone have an issue, it's been taken care of. It's not just okay, deal with that. No, they're all been really I noticed something, small stories in the mall. We were in a kids area,
Yeah.
and there was one girl that didn't get the stickers on the face or something, not that huge, but an Emirati noticed that I didn't know if the parents didn't allow or whatever issues was there, and it was just being offered and paid for it. It's like, he told her it's even been paid. If she won't, give it to her, please. And it's just to see everyone in a kindness way, that everyone have everything, and it's amazing to me to see it. As we say, as Jewish, that you think you need to do good for everyone in the world, and especially for other people around you. So when you see that, when you're just arriving here, you're amazed. Sometimes even when you comment to an Emirati, wow, it's a nice things you have, he will like offer you that. This is why you don't give compliment to Emiratis on good things, because they can literally offer that item for you. So it's amazing system to use, as you say, money as kindness.
Hmm.
And this is why they never talk business before they know you. They know
Really?
your value. They know your family. They first invite you to their house and you invite them. It's different system of how to work together. It's not just like, okay, let's do a nice deal together. It's let's know each other. Let's build a trust. We'll see what we can do together, because they have the money. They can choose who to do business. They can
Hmm.
bring any technology, any person to work for them. Imagine when you have billions of dollars, you choose who you put in the table. So
Hmm.
if this is the that is important to you and you do good, you choose the right surrounding you. So it's really something that we as a society also should take to also to the next level and see people around us. We do. I see that also happening in Israel. You see, without an ice cream, I
Oh
see
yeah.
most Israeli will offer him, he want also an ice cream.
Yeah.
So I think is also something, the good heart. Like you're stuck without tire, someone will help you immediately.
Exactly.
So it's amazing combination that you see in Israel and you see here definitely.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, the similarities you're saying is very interesting because the Israelis are we are very kind people, very very kind people, extremely
Yeah,
kind people. And when you see people always come to Israel, they're always amazed by the kindness, the extraordinary kindness of the Jewish people. You know, and especially what we've gone through all these thousands of years, and still bring kindness to people no matter what. You know,
it's
we so to speak,
inspiring. Yeah,
we really turn the other cheek, all the time.
yeah,
We're,
yeah.
you know. But you gave me a very good idea, by the way. I'll come to Dubai and I'll see somebody's house. I said, "That's a nice house." I'll probably get it.
Not sure in that level. I'm not sure it's in that level.
Let's find out.
Yeah,
Let's
but
find out.
when is there is a lot of similarity and things, as you say, to bridge. So it's really
Yeah.
nice.
And how's the culture in terms in terms of humor? Do they have a sense of humor? The Emirates?
You need to be more close to get to know the person and personality. But yeah, of course, we can share. Of course, you're friends already. You have shared values and comments. You can share jokes. You can share
Okay.
memes or stories or whatever. So it's really nice. Yes,
Okay. That's all.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll go to Dubai. We'll see what's going on in Dubai. Be interesting.
with pleasure. With
Thank you.
pleasure. I'm sure you
Thank you.
enjoy it.
I'll see it. So, and one last comment, one last statement. What would you want to tell to all those who want to do business with you? And not only that, but those who believe or still may be afraid that that it won't continue. What do you think about the questions?
First of all, just come to the region and see, because when you're here, you see it as the same as I say about Israel to people. Just need to come and experience it and feel the atmosphere, the energy, and decide it. When you see high energy, you're always been amazed, and you see technology and reality happening day to day. It was a desert, and it's become one of the most innovative countries in the world, and I think one of the third most visited countries. So you see how it grow and how they develop by a vision of a person that believe that it will happen and he make it happen. So it's really inspiring to live here. So I will welcome them to come and see us, the community, how we live here, the Emiratis, how we are growing the community of the business community generally, internationally also. This is one part. And the second part, I don't see really a way of happening, of not continue that. As we say, we feel that we already been through the test and make it happen, and we are still here, even better than before sometimes, because as we say, we had the test, so we are much more strong in our belief that nothing even close to that will happen again in the history, hopefully. So we are quite sure that it will stay even well and grow in the future. You
Stick to
feel
it.
like your bad things and the test happened already, so you're like, just nothing can break it. It's after you have some issues in your life and you become even stronger. Like, okay, I've been through that. What can go wrong? So we really feel being tested already, and even comments from the Israeli government that was more sensitive to the UAE. It was challenging, of course, but as Israeli, as businesswoman, I never felt the change. We of course had. We couldn't take picture for it or be in a specific event, but we always been treated well and always continue to work. So it's amazing to see.
Wonderful. I must say to you that the interview was really surprised, even more pleasant than I expected to be. You do a wonderful job, I see, presenting Israel and the Jewish people to the Arab world, and I can see that your intelligence and your charisma, as well as makes the whole way of looking at technology in a very human way, in a kind way, and also the fact that you bring Torah and ideology, Torah concepts. I'm making a new thing called Torah technology. Basically, Torah, in other words, what the Torah really is, it's technology about relationships. That's what Hashem gave us. Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us that. He gave us the
Everything is
system.
there,
Yeah,
even
everything's
things that we just verify now with technology we couldn't verify before.
right,
Now you have science to prove
right,
that
right,
it's completely right. So how can you even
right.
say it's not?
Yeah.
innovative.
And everything but Torah is about relationships between us and God,
Yeah,
between us and our friends, us and our family, and everything else. So you see an amazing technology God gave us, Hashem gave us thousands of years ago, called Torah technology, and
yeah.
I can see that you're bringing it to the area, you know,
Thank you.
it's really wonderful. So I want to thank you for coming on to the interview, onto the show, the podcast. And if any of our viewers have any questions, they could probably make comments. They can send us comments and so forth. And hopefully, if maybe they'll have some good ideas for you for your business and so forth. And
With
fantastic.
pleasure. You're welcome to comment and contact me. Thank you for your time and hosting me and wonderful questions.
Thank you.
If you have more anything you want to know or learn, with pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it so much.